Okay, today's Monday. This is after a disastrous week last week. So today, uh, I clicked on gold with 10 microshares and micro contracts, and then immediately lost about $65 on my 10K account. And then I caught myself being agitated. And then I said to myself, okay, so if I reacted on this, I know what's gonna happen, okay? So then for the next couple hours, I traded well and I recovered it and made an extra couple bucks. So what that did was gave me the confidence. It gave me back my confidence. It's amazing what a loss will do. A single loss, out of control loss, essentially takes away the confidence that I had, because it's making me question whether I'm capable of performing what I'm supposed to be doing. And then today I pinpointed, okay, so people talk about it's at the tip of my tongue, right? It is at the tip of my tongue. Okay, right? Which means that something is understood, and it's I suppose it's like making a diamond, right? So making a diamond requires a seed crystal, which is the diamond, surrounded by pure carbon, right? And then through heat and pressure, okay, the carbon turns into a diamond, right? So what happens before the pressure and the heat is applied? It's a hazy orbital surrounding of the seed crystal. And so at that instance, it's right at the tip of my tongue, right? So something is there, but I cannot concretely define what it is, okay? And so what I have to do is get to a point where the turning point is, okay? So the turning point is when crossing to the other side, when the heat and the pressure has because there's a saying that heat and pressure makes diamonds, right? So what happens is, what is visible at the tip of my tongue turns into validity, and it removes the thoughts of uncertainty, right, to a certainty. The certainty is knowing that what I know applied generates a positive return. Okay? What I do provides a positive return to my positive return to what I do. And then what I do, I can specifically and concretely define what I do that defines the end result. It prepares for the end result. Okay? So, the necessary ingredients to make the diamond essentially is carbon, a seed crystal, okay, pressure and heat and time. That's the confluences that are required to make a diamond. And what happens is when the heat and the pressure is applied, the end result, after a certain amount of time, a week or two, it becomes carbon, turns into diamond. When it turns into a diamond, the end result is essentially a the end result is essentially a diamond. Okay? When somebody asks, okay, so when is a point a turning point? Where is it? Which is it? At what point is the turning point? What do you say? What is that? The turning point is when I apply the stimulus, the end result results, which forms into a positive return. And I keep doing that multiple times. That's why back testing is so important. Okay? And sticking with a strategy, fine-tuning it, adjusting it, allows me to understand how to trade that particular setup. Okay? That's how it works. So, the turning point is when I say to myself, that's how it works. Okay? And whereas before, boy, it's right at the tip of my tongue. It's like the brain is trying to figure out what that word is to speak of it, but it's not really there yet. Okay? Just like a diamond. And in order for the diamond to form, it requires those confluences to combine these carbon atoms into a diamond. So, last week, what I did caused me to be in a state of questioning whether I have it or not, whether I'm profitable or not. And then today, I realized that I concretely defined what I needed to look at in order to see a positive return. And that positive return is based on the stimulation that I apply to it. And after a period of time, I realized the end result is a positive return. Okay? And so that means that I have formulated within my brain a specific condition that allows the formation of a positive return. Okay, positive return. So now I have a concrete understanding of what I need to do in order to be positive. Of course, it doesn't mean that it's going to be successful all the time, because there are some outliers in certain instances that causes the known conditions to slightly deviate from the expected value. But what I know is that as long as I'm using the same confluences, the end result is a positive one based on the confluences that I use. Okay, so that is essentially understanding how something is done. It's great. It's good to get an exercise and get the mind into a thinking mode.